Ever thought the grocery store would be the setting for an all-out brawl? In Bento, it's less about sales and more about survival. Welcome to the mad, wild world where a discount bento is worth risking it all. Dignity, bones, and sometimes consciousness. Episode 2 of Bento cranks up the heat, both in the microwaves and on the battlefield. The episode starts with our banged-up protagonist, Yo Sato, feeling the aftermath of the previous night's bento battle. If you're wondering why a regular guy like Sato is constantly getting his lights punched out, it's because in this world, half-priced bentos turn people into warriors. After being introduced to this strange underground culture, Sato learns that survival means learning how to fight over food. And not just any food, but discounted bento meals. Sato wakes up in the hospital, a fitting reminder that grocery shopping is a contact sport here. He's joined by his new friend and seasoned brawler, Hana Oshiroi, who's less of a fighter and more of a, let's say, bento fan fiction writer. Yes, this girl's love for bento battles runs deep, in ways that probably shouldn't be discussed in public. Sato, bruised but unbowed, is determined to avoid getting steamrolled in future battles. He heads back to school, where he and Oshiroi visit the half-priced food lovers club, led by the enigmatic Sen Yarizui, nicknamed the Ice Witch. Sen is a master of bento combat, and her calm, collected demeanor makes her one of the most feared contenders in the arena. Sato's introduction to the club is almost like a knighting ceremony, except instead of a sword, it's a chopstick, and instead of honor, it's a long journey toward discounted meal mastery. The club exists to maintain order in the chaotic world of bento battles, but more importantly, to educate newbies like Sato on the real rules of engagement. Sen explains that once the price tags are marked down and the bento boxes are placed on the shelves, the battle begins. Everyone waits until the god of discounts, the person who slaps those delicious 50% off stickers, finishes their sacred duty and leaves. Then all hell breaks loose. Only the strong or the very lucky get to walk away with food, while the rest get a free trip to the floor. Fresh from his lessons on bento brawling etiquette, Sato finds himself at another grocery store, ready to dive into his next battle. He's determined to not repeat his earlier humiliation, though his stomach might have different plans. He's starving. This time, Sato's timing is much better. The god of discounts makes his appearance, and Sato watches in awe as the man silently goes about his business. With each discounted sticker slapped onto a bento box, the tension in the air grows thicker, and Sato prepares himself for war. But if you thought Sato had learned his lesson, you'd be wrong. As soon as the god of discounts leaves, the battle begins, and it's chaos. Enter Ren Nikaido, a smooth-talking, sunglasses-wearing bento brawler who easily mops the floor with Sato. Ren's more experienced and ruthless, and Sato quickly learns that there are no freebies in this game. Every bento won is a hard-fought victory. Just when it looks like Sato's going to be left empty-handed, again, Sen swoops in. The Ice Witch has a reputation for her icy calm and deadly precision in these battles, and she wastes no time in showing everyone why she's earned that nickname. She makes short work of Ren and a few other contenders, grabbing a bento with surgical precision. Watching Sen in action is like witnessing a well-choreographed ballet, and more punchy punches. She dodges attacks with ease, her movements smooth and deliberate. Sen then offers Sato a harsh lesson. Survival in this world isn't just about hunger. It's about pride, respect, and the will to fight for what you want. And if Sato wants to stand a chance, he'll have to toughen up. But instead of being disheartened, Sato is fired up. He might be getting knocked around now, but he's not going to give up. Meanwhile, Sato's not the only one struggling to find his place. Oshiroi, despite her love for the bento brawls, still hasn't mustered the courage to dive into one herself. Her role seems to be more of an enthusiastic observer and cheerleader, but her admiration for Sato's spirit and his constant injuries starts to grow. Oshiroi's eccentric and quirky personality provides some much-needed comic relief in this fast-paced, punch-packed episode. We're also introduced to some of the other key players in this bento battlefield. Each fighter has their own unique style, strategy, and reason for competing, adding layers to the madness. These aren't just random people fighting for food. They're warriors with a code of conduct and unwritten rules. Some fight for honor, others for pride, and a few just really love discounted bentos. By the end of the episode, Sato, despite all the punches and faceplants, manages to secure a bento. It's not a grand victory. He kind of picks up what's left after the serious fighters have had their fill, but it's a step in the right direction. And for Sato, this small victory feels like winning a championship. He collapses in a corner, exhausted but satisfied, as he enjoys his hard-earned meal. It's a moment of quiet triumph, proving that while he's still got a long way to go, he's starting to understand what it means to fight for his food in this bizarre world of bento combat. As the episode closes, we get a sense that Sato's journey is just beginning. With the Ice Witch as his mentor and a grocery store battlefield always just around the corner, things are only going to get crazier from here. And one thing's for sure, No bento box is ever safe when these warriors are hungry. Stay connected, like and subscribe for more fun recaps on one and only Endless Recaps.